Hello everyone. It is Wellness Wednesday once again. It just seems like yesterday we were here.
I know, time flies. 2018,
we were
second
busy.
week already.
I know, like it's January 10. Yeah. It's like almost halfway through the month, and it just turned January.
Yeah.
Not even right.
I don't like it.
It's Lori Hoy here.
Dr. Fawn Schaefer.
Hello everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. We're kind of having a
Heat wave.
heat wave.
I love it.
Sort of, compared to last week.
Sun would be nice, but I'm not complaining right now.
And you know what? I think I forgot to take my vitamin D yesterday, and I'm feeling it today.
Oh.
It's there, and then I just walked away. Anyway, so last week I don't know if it was last week that I hinted to what we were going to do, or I know yesterday I was in live and I mentioned that we were going to talk about some things today. You know that one of the things that we try to do is give some useful information to everyone, whether it be about nutrition, whether it be about chiropractic care, fitness, health, whatever. And sometimes we just have these brain farts and can't remember what we want to talk about. But last week I was listening to a podcast and I went, bing, we need to really talk about this. Mm-hmm. So I sent a message to Dr. Fawn and I said, this is it. We need to talk about personal care products.
Yeah.
Not just hygiene, but that's important too. But to talk about, one of the things that we talk about with nutrition is making sure that we feed our bodies the proper food so our bodies can ward off. Is that the right word? Ward off? Fight off.
Sure.
Fight off disease and all those types of things. But we didn't really mention about the other things that we consume on our bodies or in our bodies.
Or in our homes.
In our homes that we just didn't think of as toxins. And so we're going to share with you today, I think there's 6 different, I know on the podcast, and there are many, but there are the 6 heavy hitters or whatever. And we might branch out into some other ones as well. Hi Jen, how are you doing today? So we wanted to share with you some things that to be aware of. Obviously, that's part of what we want to do is educate everyone. Just to be aware and to help you make better choices.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
Just like we always talk about looking at the ingredients in the foods that we put into our bodies, you want to look at the ingredients in the stuff you're putting on your bodies, as well as what you're breathing in and what you're using in your home that really affects you just the same as the food that you put in it. So.
Yeah. So one of the things that I have, again, when we talk about food, a lot of people go, what do I eat? I don't know what to eat. And you kind of can get caught up in this wave of overwhelm. Mm-hmm. And so this broadcast today isn't to necessarily overwhelm you with more information or more fear or more whatever. It's just to help you be, like I said before, more aware of it, and that way you can make better choices for you and your family. And that's basically what it's all about.
Absolutely. So, all right. So the really scary thing, and this is something that we don't really think about, I don't think. We think that when we buy things, especially for our children and ourselves, and that some big government agency has said, this is safe. Mm-hmm. It's scary, but...
Yeah, and we rely on that.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah, we do. And it's not true. Most of the chemicals in all of our, not only the kids for care products for our children, but our own personal care products, our cleaning products, most of those ingredients aren't really regulated. I read, I want to get the number right.
Yes.
In Europe, there are 1,300 chemicals that are banned from being in their products of their personal care and cleaning and things like that. In the United States, there are 11. We only have 11 things that are banned.
11.
Yeah. So how scary is that?
And that comes from on both hands.
Mercola.com. He's a very reliable source.
Yes. So, well, you know what? I just read about him. I'm sorry to interrupt. And I didn't know this, his website has been out there for over 20 years. I didn't know that. And so he's been actually teaching people about all of these things for a long time. So it's not like he's just been out there for the first time ever. So Mercola.com, this is, that's I know that's one of the resources I always go to as well. So anyway.
Awesome guy.
Moving on.
All right, so that's the thing that you need to start looking at. You need to start seeing, just like we say, take your food and turn it around and look at the ingredients. We want you to do that with all of these things we're going to start talking about. So, Lori's got
brought some props.
She's reaching for her props at
the
moment. So, you want to just so what we're going to do is we'll give you the the top things to look for, what they do to your body, and the things that they could be in. So don't get overwhelmed. Like I said, this is just a very general list of the big heavy hitters that are in a lot of things.
Right. So the first thing that I was concerned about, and this is something that I've switched already, is what I've learned about our deodorant and antiperspirant.
Yes.
And one of the things that I never thought about, again, until I stopped and took a pause and listened, antiperspirant. We are trying to stop our body from doing what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Part of sweating is getting the toxins out of our body. I mean, it's good to sweat.
Right.
I mean, it helps to cool you down, one, but two, it's to help eliminate all those things that we do get from our environment. So we are putting every morning, because, you know, we don't want to smell, which, I mean, I'm happy that people use these products. However, an antiperspirant isn't really helping our bodies. And one of the main ingredients that the personal care product companies do is they put in aluminum.
Right.
And aluminum has been linked to, and I have some breast cancer is one.
Yeah, cancer. Because what do? We put it right here, and that's where all our lymph nodes to our breasts are. So that's kind of a no-brainer.
Even guys. I mean, even for gentlemen. It's not just ladies with breasts. I mean, guys have those areas as well.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, and I was talking about aluminum on Tuesday because I was switching, no, it was Monday night. I was switching from trying not to use as much aluminum foil when I cook to using something else. And it's not perfect, but it's a switch. So one of the things that I try to do is to try and find a safer type of deodorant. Now, I certainly don't want to advocate not using anything because you know what that means.
Right.
But trying to find something that's not an antiperspirant but does deodorize, you know, because we can get a little smelly when we sweat and whatnot. But that's normal. One of the products that I found, and I brought it along with me, it's called Kiss My Face. And I know it's a strange name. I thought, Kiss My Face deodorant. You're not kissing your face. But Kiss My Face is one of the brands that I have, and this is not one of my favorite, I don't want to say flavors, but scents. And one of the things you have to do is find one that works with your own body chemistry. I have another one that's cucumber and tea tree, I think. And I like that one as well. This one is Active Life. It just has, I don't know, it has a earthy smell to it.
I thought it smelled like citrusy.
It does smell citrusy, but when I put it on me, it doesn't.
She smells earthy.
I smell earthy. And not that earthy's bad. I'm not trying to, ban earthy because we like earthy things.
Better than body odor.
Yeah, BO, boo. We call it boo in my household. And one of the things that it says is it has no aluminum chlorohydrate. So that's a good thing.
Right.
So, so it's just being aware that, and actually there's other things that it says. It's ethically, okay, I don't have my glasses, almost said earrings. They are on. Ethical sourcing. There's no, and we'll talk about this in a little bit, I think. Parabens, artificial fragrance. But it is, I don't know where it's made. It's cruelty-free, which we love that. Cruelty-free. Now, granted, there are a lot of words in the ingredients that I don't know what they are.
Yeah.
But I know that one that I don't want is aluminum. So again, just trying to make a better choice. Right. So I used to be a Secret girl.
Me too.
No more. I don't use Secret anymore. And if I smell different, oh well. I'm still going to be healthier by using this than not. Do you have a specific brand that you use?
Well, there's something called Primal Pit Paste. Have you heard of that?
Oh, I've never heard of that.
A patient turned me onto it, and it is.
I get it
on Amazon.
Okay.
And it's basically, there's different scents too, but it's basically coconut oil, and baking soda, and some essential oils for the fragrance.
Well, there you go. Look it up. Get on Amazon. Give us the link.
Yeah. But remember, I mean, it works well. I mean, it works to an extent, but you know what? I still have my, degree, just in case. Like, I use that on days I'm afraid of smelling earthy or whatever other way, like when it's a high intensity situation. We aren't perfect. We don't cut it out all the time, but the more you can cut it out, the better. So if I'm just having a regular day, and right now it's so stinking cold, I don't worry about sweating that much.
Yeah.
So the Primal Pit paste works, and it comes in two different ways. You can get it in a stick that you rub on, or it actually comes in like literally a cream.
tub?
Yeah. I don't use that stuff.
Is it real wet? Because I know this, when I first put it on, it's kind of wet, and I'm like,
No, not the stick anyway.
stick.
I don't know
Okay.
what the paste is
Okay.
like. So,
All right, so there's an option. So eliminating anything as far as deodorant, and I would suggest not even having an antiperspirant.
Right. That's not the one I use isn't an antiperspirant.
It's a deodorant, and that's what you want. You want to perspire, and yes, nobody likes. And I was so guilty of this when I was growing up. And I'm just going to do a real quick story, real quick. I promise. I know, Talkie McTalkerson here. I in high school, and like I was a cheerleader. I was a sports person, whatever, but I had to be careful what I wore because I always had sweaty pits, and it was embarrassing. Now I could care less, but it is embarrassing. I was just someone who, no matter what the temperature was, always was sweating in my armpit area. So that was kind of,
Could have been because her hormones were off because she wasn't eating right.
Probably. And I don't think, other than when I work out, I don't think I normally have really sweaty pits anymore. No, I didn't think about that. Now I'm going to have to pay attention. So eliminating any kind of aluminum, whatever, in your antiperspirant. Get rid of antiperspirant, just stick with deodorant. That's a tip for you.
Right.
Okay.
So the same thing in this, in the same kinds of stuff. There's parabens. That's a big thing. It's a preservative, and it helps whatever it's in to decrease the bacteria and the mold and the yeast and stuff like that. But in us, it really screws up our endocrine hormone system, and that's the last thing you really want something to be doing. So and it's in everything. Like the list is deodorants, lotions, sunscreen, shampoos, toothpastes. I even saw it was in some pharmaceuticals, which we hope you aren't taking a bunch of those anyway.
Right.
So it's, again, and a lot of things, so I don't necessarily know that you can actually see it in the ingredients sometimes, but a lot of things now are realizing that we don't like to have that stuff, so it will literally say paraben free. So that's kind of the thing to look for. If you can't find it in the ingredients, you kind of do want it to say paraben free.
I don't think it was in here that I know, but this is just something I want to share with another ingredient.
So, that's just something. We don't have to go into it, and and when you're talking about hormones, a lot of these things mimic estrogen. So they call them the gender bending hormones, because these are the things that when men start using things, this is why men start to have more feminine problems, because they get too much estrogen. So like when they get breast cancer
or breast cancer. I'm sorry.
That too, or man boobs.
It's gonna be real. That's what we call them. Not making fun of anybody.
Right.
But so they,
and it doesn't, and it causes all sorts of. In kids, early puberty is starting to happen because we're giving them all these things that have all these things that mimic estrogen. So.
Right. So you don't, obviously you don't want more estrogen in your body than you need to. It is a hormone, and it will change your body. So that's the whole purpose here. And they call it, did you say it? I think the name is kind of fun, but it's not a good name. Xeno. I wonder what that stands for. Xenoestrogens.
Oh, it's
Xeno.
Like it acts like.
Yeah, it just acts like. Yeah. I don't know.
Like kind of like a
hot
pseudo.
Sandy. So
hey, Sandy.
Yeah. So it's just. And again, you'll start to see products now, because we've it's like somebody buys a red car and no one else in town has a red car until you buy the red car, and then everybody's got a red car. So now you're going to start seeing products that say paraben free, and that's what you want to choose instead of the normal stuff right off the shelf.
Right.
So, and even some of the hoity-toity products have these things in it. So and you pay more money for them, and they still have the harmful products in them. So anyway.
Right.
So the next heavy hitter is called. I know there was one of the products that I have here today. It's SLS free, and that stands for sodium lauryl sulfate. It's a surfactant. All these what is that? Well, it's a chemical that helps to make things spreadable. Like what? Lotions on your skin, lotions on your face.
Soap.
Now, soap. Oh, I didn't think soap. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, and of course, I have some
notes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Sure.
and she has some. We have some notes because I can't remember
We're
all of
having
this
technical
stuff, right?
difficulties.
Yeah. So we're just like, I have handwritten notes. She's got her computer with her. It denatures. Now, I've heard that word before when you're trying to take like stain or something off of something. It's there's a compound or something or a chemical that you use to denature wood to take stuff off of it. So it denatures, I think, protein, right? Yeah, protein. We need protein in our bodies. You know that. I mean, we've shared that with you. You need protein to build muscle, to restore muscle, for all kinds of things in your body to work properly. So I'm trying to think, what else is that in? I mean, it's in a lot of stuff too.
Well, here was the really cool thing, because we both listened to the same podcast,
Yeah.
and I listened to this man explain it.
Yeah.
So proteins make up your cell membranes. So basically,
Yes.
it's breaking down your cell membranes. So a lot of this stuff, this SLS, is in our the Wonder Creams, the anti-aging creams.
Oh yes, I forgot that part.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
it's
but guess
interesting.
what happens when you denature your proteins? It accelerates the aging process. So if you're getting like one of those anti-wrinkle creams and it has SLS in it, you're actually counteracting anything that might actually
So
help.
if you're
do that.
using an anti-aging cream that has SLS in it, you're actually aging yourself.
Absolutely. How weird is that? I don't know.
So weird. So it's not even ironic, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
anyway,
right.
so you want to look for products that say SLS free. And they actually put that, I think is it this one?
There was
Do I have
another,
a
and
product?
there's another, it could be SLES.
Oh, yes,
also.
SLES.
It could be one of the, there's two different versions. These are all really big words.
So
We just
sodium
break them.
lauryl something sulfate. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's an E in there, something. So there's a couple different, there was one of the products I had in my hand, or maybe I looked it up. And maybe it's my deodorant. I don't know. But it says it right on, I mean, I've actually seen it on a product. And it's not on this one, but anyway.
So let's see. Well, one thing I want to talk about that's not on that list is something called triclosan. That is in all of our antibacterial stuff. That is what is in your antibacterial soaps. It's what's in your hand sanitizer. That stuff is just bad for you in a bazillion and 10 different ways. But that's why we get things like antibiotic resistance and things like that. So you really don't want, you just want soap and water. Like that's what's going to clean your hands. So triclosan is bad. And I forget what else it did.
Soap. What's in soap then?
Oh, another, and what'd you say?
What's in soap then?
Oh, yeah, what's in soap? Bars of soap.
I know.
But it's another endocrine disruptor. So pretty much all these things we talk about really mess with your hormones. So you don't really want them. But
And before we go on, I want to say, because I know what people are thinking. Oh my gosh, now I'm more, and this is something he said in this podcast, and I thought it was so smart. You know, you just have to start one thing at a time. Even in your group with Whole30, even in with my groups that I do, we start people out where they are. And so if you have a tube of Crest, finish your tube of Crest, but when you go to replace it, buy something, be more aware, and buy something that's going to help your body still, then hurt it. And then sometimes some of these compounds on their own may not be as destructive as when you start to pile on aluminums, parabens, SLS, and whatever the triclosan. So when you're putting all of those things every day in your body or on your body, that builds up the whole problem. Like, you know, I mean,
so
it's a lot of different
just
things
layering.
together. Yeah.
So you're just trying to decrease as much as you can. And like I said, I even have the backup deodorant for when I'm worried about, stinky. But at the same time, like, you just do what you can, and little by little, and don't overwhelm yourself.
Right. The other one that I think is a heavy hitter, and I think a lot of people are starting to realize this, is formaldehyde. I mean, we all know from chemistry class in high school what formaldehyde does. It preserves dead things.
Yep.
And it smells terrible. So what are some things that formaldehyde's found in? Hair products.
Yeah.
And of course, you guys know, you see me, I wear makeup. I like makeup. I get my hair colored. I use hairspray. I use mousse. I have never once looked to see if formaldehyde is even listed. Now, would they use the word formaldehyde, or is there another terminology like sugars have different terminology.
Yeah, they say nowadays there's a couple, and that might be one that they actually switched out for a lot of products. But the whatever they use to replace it with is just as bad. But I do know for a fact, I'll disclose this to the entire Facebook community. My hair is naturally curly, and this little product that my wonderful hairdresser puts on it does actually have formaldehyde in it. We wear masks when we put it on.
I didn't even know.
So, but I'm not gonna. But again. But it's only when, and a lot of these are when they're heated. So when she's actually doing it, and then after that, it's not as bad. But yes, I mean, and that's why actually hairdressers have a higher incidence of a lot of things, because a lot of the stuff they use has this bad stuff in it.
I think about just when I go and get my nails done, what I smell when I'm there, and they're around it all day long. So what are some things that, or what are some effects of being overexposed to like formaldehyde?
Cancer
again.
Yeah, all sorts of different ones. But,
yeah.
I mean, it's scary. I mean, pretty much all this stuff can cause cancer in some way, shape, or form.
Right.
But so we are sorry to be the bearers of bad news, but we're also proving that we aren't perfect.
No,
I mean,
no, and I get my nails done, guys, and I'm trying. I'm even asking the person who does my nails, do you have a more natural based ingredient fix for that? Great info, girls, but scary. Yes, Lee, it is scary, but it's our point is not to have you go run outside of your house pulling your hair out thinking, oh my gosh, I have to go move in the woods in a cave and not talk to anybody or grow my own food, which is not a bad idea, but it's just to truly to give you some information to think about. And you guys can all do this too. I mean, yes, we love bringing it to you. But if you're concerned about something that you're using, just look it up. But you have to really look, though. You have to look hard. You can't just look at the first. If you're Googling things, you can't look at the first thing that comes up. You have to go to some reputable sources as well.
Right. So Mercola.com is the one that he sells products. Thrive Market that we talk about a lot in our nutrition stuff has a lot of good.
This is where I got that. Another deodorant that I'm going. I think it's deodorant. No, it's not. It's toothbrush or toothpaste. So this one was a toothpaste that was recommended, and I switched to a while ago, and it's called Tom's, and you may see it. It's Y Store has it. I think Walmart even carries it. I do get it.
It's fluoride free, which is why we like
fluoride free. But here's a but, and a big one. I was listening to this podcast and I was starting to think about things. You guys know, I am a ingredient reader. That's what we do now. It should be a job at Walmart, an ingredient reader instead of a customer reader. I picked it up and I looked at the ingredients, and one ingredient that I stay away from that's in my food is carrageenan, and it's in my toothpaste.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? I didn't even know that because I use that stuff too. So, I also have an essential oils toothpaste, and she found one. Which one did you buy the other day?
Jason or Jason, and it's coming. I will let you know as soon as I get it. I ordered it from Thrive. I am going to share with you these products as I get them and try them and say, oh, this is terrible. Because toothpaste kind of has to taste good. I mean, sort of. And if it's going to brighten up my teeth, I'm happy for that. Then I don't have to go to the dentist to get more chemicals to whiten and brighten my teeth.
Right. Exactly.
Right? Yeah. So
let's move
on to something else.
We're going to talk. So
Tom makes deodorant too. Yes, I've used Tom's deodorant as well.
The word fragrance. Let's just talk about that, because fragrance can be up to, you're like, oh, it smells good. It's a fragrance.
Got fragrance in it.
Yeah, when that's in a chemical or in an ingredient, that means it could be one of 3,000 different chemicals. Isn't that freaking scary?
And I think he even said that when he dug deep into the research, even the people who research that, the researchers that research it,
couldn't find,
have no idea what fragrance is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of like when we talk a lot about natural flavors in our food.
Yeah.
What the hell is that? I don't know.
So when you see natural flavor, you think, oh, this is good for me. Mm-hmm. Fragrance, they have no idea.
Right.
The people that even probably create it don't even know what's in it.
Right.
So
exactly.
And everything has fragrance.
Yeah. From everything from like your Glade plugins to your fabric and your laundry detergent, your lotions.
So just again, read.
Yeah.
Read the ingredients. Read the ingredients. Now I know. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna.
I didn't. That was my.
That was your last one.
Topic. I mean, I have
yours
more.
Was,
but,
well, I know. Then we could. There are many.
Yeah.
But the podcast we listened to that really spurred this this wanting to share it with you was they were like the top 6 things that he picked out. Another one was well, we should all know this: synthetic colors or artificial coloring dyes in food.
That yellow number 5 or red number. Yeah.
And you know what? Again, did I ever think about that? And I know that there has been a lot of research. Even with my job as a teacher, there's been a lot of research and links to dyes in food, to ADHD in kids, and all other hosts of things that can go wrong or whatever. I don't want to say go wrong, but create...
Does the wrong thing. It
I
crosses
want to
into
say
your brain.
create abnormalities because
Yeah.
it's not normal for us to be that way.
Right.
And so, so I mean, again, if you pick up everything and everything has red dye in it, don't freak out. Don't freak out to go and run to your bathroom right now and look at all of your products, because I'm still looking at products in my house. It's not perfect. I'm still using aerosol hairspray.
So, okay.
Still get my hair colored. I probably will till they put me in,
Yeah. See,
in the burner.
Yeah, we want to be
But
presentable to the public.
Right. And if I was, and I will say it, I am vain. If I wasn't as vain, I wouldn't probably, I wear makeup, and I have been researching, trying to find more, oh gee, it looks like I have a hair appointment today that I didn't even know about it. It just came up across my calendar. Didn't even know.
That was funny.
That was really funny. But anyway, I didn't even know that. Yeah, obviously I haven't checked my calendar lately. But so I am trying to find, and the people that I go to know that that's something I want them to find out from their distributors. Do you have something that's more, not quote natural, really natural, that we can try? And I don't think I'm going to give up makeup anytime soon. But I don't wear it as much as I used to, and I do try to find products. I know the one line that I used to use was skincare line was Arbonne, and it's not in America. It's not made in America. So you know that they are, I want to say Sweden, and they're really strict about the ingredients that they use. A lot of the makeup that I use, look up Aveda. That's another one that is, they're trying to be more green about what they use in their products and more natural, true natural products. And then another one I'm trying, I'm going to get some samples. It's called, I think it's just pronounced Free, F-R-E. And it's for people who work out, and it's for especially formulated for people who sweat a lot, which, because I work out quite a bit, I want to try it and see if it's something that's going to be beneficial for my skin.
Right.
Because, I want to not age as quickly as, but we're supposed to. I mean, that's the other thing I thought about today. We are supposed to age. It's not like we're supposed to look like we were when we were 20.
If you're 90 and you look like you're 20, that's not natural either.
Yeah, so that there's some things that you can think about in that respect.
Right.
So I don't know if there's any other ones or any other points that we want to make.
Just that, like if you're, when you are thinking of trying to, switch over.
This is a good one.
There's a lot of, you want to talk about that quick?
Yeah, we probably should talk about that.
So another big one that we did skip was BPA. And I know you guys have all heard what this is. I mean, it's
everywhere.
Some big word. But it's in our plastic water bottles. It's also the lining of our canned goods. 75% of canned goods have BPA in them. So that's why I'm always preaching that you shouldn't have your food out of a can no matter what. Just even if the ingredients are safe, cans are still scary. And actually, it's on cash register receipts too. I found that out.
BPA.
I don't know why, but this is a really yucky chemical. It does everything from brain damage to hyperactivity in kids and affects their learning. Again, early puberty, endocrine disruptors, all kinds of cancers. Actually, there's a solid link to prostate cancer. So again, BPA is...
So let me ask you this. So the plastic that's created to hold my deodorant, could that possibly have BPA in it?
Possibly.
That could leach into my deodorant.
Yeah. That's why they always say,
go again.
Don't leave your water bottles in the car, because you'll end up, the heat actually puts it more into your water. You shouldn't drink out of plastic water bottles. Anyway, but yeah, the BPA is scary stuff. So again, I'm in the process right now of trying to even switch all my Tupperware stuff containers over to glass containers, and I have glass water bottles that I drink out of, and because even if they say, I found this out through this research, even if it says BPA free, whatever else they switch it to, again, is almost just as bad. It's just not as well known yet. So glass is the way to go when it comes to whatever you can.
Yeah. So anyway, so again, this isn't meant to scare you and, you know, make you want to just, like I said, run through the streets screaming at the top of your lungs, unless you want to. I mean, I'm not going to judge if you are.
Just go home and throw everything out and start over.
Yeah, you don't have to go do that. It's just, you know, thinking about it on a daily basis, just like we think about the food that we that we put into our mouths, and is it going to help or heal? Hurt or heal? That's what I meant. Help or hurt? One of the two. One of those H words. And just being aware of those things so that you can make a better choice the next time you try it.
And the way I like to think about it is too, remember, your health starts from the inside out. So the healthier you are, the better food you put in your body, the better that you take care of your body. Your body's smart. It can eliminate these toxins as if you're still using them, but you got to keep yourself as healthy as possible from the inside out to begin with. So
right. So if you're eating crappy food and then you're using products that have these scary toxins in, your body's not going to be able to get rid of the external stuff that you're using, like lotions and hand cream and stuff for your hair and whatnot. One final thing I want to say before I go, because I know what they're going to say. What do we use then? I mean, we've given you some ideas for toothpaste and deodorant. One thing that I have switched to, I used to use, and I'm gonna say the name of the product because I didn't even look at the ingredients, but I just switched. I used to use lotion from Victoria's Secret because I love the fragrance, okay? And I still use some of their spray, but now I spray it on my clothing instead of on my skin. I figure it's better. It's not as potent. So one of the things that I use on my skin every single day that is an antibacterial, I think. And what else does it have? You know what I'm talking about, don't you? Antibacterial.
Fungal.
Antifungal.
That was the word I was looking for.
It's straight out of the jar, coconut oil. I every morning, and I know you're like, oh, you're probably greasy. No, I'm not, guys. I'm telling you, I put it on my legs, I put it on my arms, I put it on my face at night before I go to bed. Yes, I still have wrinkles. It's not anti-aging. And so I use it every single day on my skin as well as inside. So, I mean, that's an option, and it smells.
And I use it on my teeth.
Really? You pull?
Yeah. Oil pulling. Look it up. We won't. That's another whole thing.
So coconut oil is wonderful. Yeah, I agree, Erica. It is, and so I use it on I do. I feed it to my dogs. I really do. And she sits there every morning. She wants her num-nums, and that's what we call it. So anyway, so try it. Real pure cocoa butter. Who doesn't want to smell like chocolate?
Yeah, right. You could do that.
Try it, guys. That's just try it. That's all. That's all we're saying. It's not. I'm not trying to make you eat Brussels sprouts, but they are really good when you roast them in coconut oil with bacon. So I'd throw that in. Now, don't put bacon grease on your body because then you'll have dogs and cats following you everywhere.
Yeah,
and an occasional tiger if you're in the jungle. But anyway. All right, guys. Well, we hope that this was helpful to you. Obviously, there are many more toxins out there in the world. It means what we breathe and things like that. But we just wanted to give you an idea of 6 or 7 that you should really look out for, so that you can make a better choice for you and your family.
Maybe we'll do a part 2 someday.
Yeah, part 2 of some other heavy hitters. All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you feel that anybody could benefit from this video, which I think every single person out there in the world could benefit, which means you need to share this for us, please.
Yes.
We'd appreciate it. All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next Wednesday.
All right. Have a great week.
Have a great one.
See ya.
See ya.